Alright, so this is a recording for the cleaning and passivation process at Lintron. I'll walk through the process of what we do for a particular part, and we've been doing this part for a couple of years. This is the current process of what we're doing to go ahead and clean and passivate said part. We have our cleaning baskets for the aqueous system. So here's the process. The operator is going to go ahead and grab a basket. Sorry for so much moving. We're going to remove the lid by squeezing it. Depending upon the parts, we have two major parts that we run. One part is going to be a slug. Another part is going to look, it's going to be this guy right here. So we call these the plungers. Okay, and I don't have any pulls to show you, but here's the process. If you're a plunger, we got to put you in this basket right here. Okay, so this basket first, because the plunger tip won't poke through these slots. So the plunger tip will poke through these slots. So we want to make sure we save the integrity of the part and not have them be poking through here. So the operator will grab that basket, they'll take the lid off, they'll place the basket inside this basket, and then as these parts come to us, they come to us in dirty buckets from manufacturing. Standard policy is that we put 2 buckets of the plungers in here, and if it's the pole piece does not fit through the mesh, so we can go ahead and put 3 buckets of the pole pieces in here. That is about 90 pounds total of product that goes into this basket. This basket is around 20 inches by 10 inches by 10 inches. Okay, so after the operator does that, pole and plunger, the operator will go ahead and close the lid, and then the operator moves it onto the conveyor, goes into the machine, programs the machine, sorts the machine, and in about 7 to 10 minutes later, the parts come out. Here is what it looks like of plunger parts that are done. This is 2 buckets worth. You can see the basket inside of the other basket. These are clean parts, ready to go ahead and be counted and put into secondary colanders for the passivation process. So what that looks like, the operator will go ahead and grab a colander. I'll show you here. These colanders, just regular old kitchen colanders, stainless steel. The operator will go ahead and scoop them with a milk jug scoop. Here, we'll scoop the parts out, fill up the milk jug, put the parts on the scale with the colander. For instance, it'll look something like this. Part goes there. Parts in the milk jug go there. You count it. The process that we have right now is for these, when that number reads 800, that's a good size. We got to have, for packaging, we put 800 parts per 800 plungers per box. For the pole pieces, we do 975. But poles require a secondary operation for assembly, so we don't worry about the count on the poles. We just have the operator fill up the colanders or whatever they need. Alright, so kind of a quick recap. We load the dirty parts over there. Parts go into the machine. Parts get processed. Parts come out of the machine and they're clean. From there, they move it around the cart. We take the parts out of the basket. They put them into a colander. They get the count on it. And from there, because of concerns of air quality or other employee concerns, they then leave the carts sitting here on this cart until they can go ahead and get passivated. These are the two units we have for passivation. This is the Citrus Surf passivation tank. Pretty simple process. We're gonna just open the lid. This is an air cylinder that raises and lowers the shelf. We have found that around 4 or 5 of these will fit really well on this. So that's roughly what? 200 pounds? 200 pounds is what we can process on that guy. So after we load the clean parts from the colander onto the Passivation Citrus Surf shelf, we push the button. It's time, I believe it's somewhere around 3.5, 4 minutes. Parts go down, they sit in the solution. They're just getting a bath, and they're sitting there doing their stuff. After the timer goes off, the lid opens. The operator takes the parts that are now passivated, moves them across the shelf to here, which is the clean water, the rinse water. The operator loads those passivated baskets from that guy across onto here, pushes that button, and it's something like 60 seconds to 75 seconds here for the rinse process. The operator then uses this with water, sprays the individual baskets, and then to kind of help with the drying process, we'll use the air, and they will then go ahead and spray air over the parts to try and knock off any water from the top level and water around the colander. From that, they take the parts that are on the shelf after they've been rinsed, sprayed, and blown off. The operator will then go ahead and lift them and carry them over here to the drying table to try and expedite the drying process. As you can see, we just have large fans on top of this metal grate. The parts with the colanders sit on the grate. When the table's about half full, right? Half full, right? The operator goes ahead and turns the fans on and lets them dry. We have found that it takes somewhere around 3 to 4 hours of that process for drying time. So, cycles that we're doing per day, we do somewhere around 30 to 40 of these. We can do 30 to 40 of the full pieces, and that's just for one particular customer. And then when it comes to standard product that we do, it goes through the exact same thing, different colanders, different sizes, do the same process.